You missed some important news from the LGBTQ plus community this week. To ensure you are current, we are recapping that important news. Here's what you may have missed.
Let's begin by queering up breaking news. Texas woman who threatened Washington, D.C. judge overseeing Trump case is being held in detention. A Texas woman has been charged with threatening in a voicemail to kill the federal judge overseeing former President Donald Trump's criminal case in Washington, D.C. over his attempts to overturn the 2020 election. Abigail Jo Schrei called the chambers of Judge Tanya Chutkan on August 5th and left a voicemail message threatening to kill anyone who went after Trump. The death threats also allegedly included a racist comment against Chutkan, who is black. Schrei is charged with transmission in interstate or foreign commerce of any communication containing a threat to injure the person of another. She is being held in detention pending trial, according to court documents, and a bond hearing has been set for September 13. On August 8th, Schrei admitted to the Department of Homeland Security special agents that she made the call to Chutkan's chambers, but that she had no plans to travel to Washington, D.C. or to Houston to carry out anything she stated. The complaint says Schrei also made a direct threat to kill Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, all the Democrats in Washington, D.C., and all people in the LGBTQ+ community.
Let's queer up out South Florida. Drag enemy Desantis dragged during first GOP debate. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis tried to silence drag queens. Tonight, they were loud, proud, and very opinionated. Hamburger Mary's in Wilton and Orlando held viewing parties for the first Republican primary debate. Hosted by drag queens, they debated which Republican fascist is the most ridiculous and dangerous. They may have been a bit biased. As the culture warrior and basic bigot that he is, DeSantis is LGBTQ+ enemy number one. He and his enablers in Tallahassee have passed a huge gay-bashing agenda that includes Don't Say Gay, blocking trans healthcare, book bans, and a bag on drag entertainment. That last law has been blocked by a judge, and now drag queens are going public with their opinions on the biggest night of DeSantis' flailing presidential campaign. President Biden predicted the 8 candidates on stage would try to out-MAGA each other. The queens called them out at every step. Donald Trump, the twice-impeached ex-president who currently faces 91 felony charges in 4 different jurisdictions, wasn't there. But the mini-Trump acolytes did their best to win over the cold hearts and empty minds of the Red Hats. This is a crucial time for the LGBTQ+ community. And like at other critical moments, drag queens are leading the way. I'm about to submit my story, and it will be published soon online at outsfl.com.
Let's queer up courts. Federal judge dismissed second challenge to Don't Say Gay law. For the second time in less than a year, a Central Florida federal judge has dismissed a lawsuit challenging 2022 state law that restricts instructions about gender identity and sexual orientation in schools. U.S. District Judge Wendy Berger on the Wednesday issued a 37-page ruling rejecting a lawsuit filed by parents, students, and nonprofit group against members of the State Board of Education and the school boards in Orange and Indian River, Duval, and Palm Beach counties. Berger dismissed an early version of the lawsuit in October, though she allowed the plaintiffs to file a revised version of Berger's ruling Wednesday, including a series of issues, including her conclusion that most of the plaintiffs had not shown legal standing.
Next, let's queer up politics. Key West drag queen Erica Rose runs for office to unseat Republican state representative. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has positioned himself as an unapologetic culture warrior by attacking LGBTQ inclusive education and whining about the woke left. The Republican presidential hopeful's zealous drive to roll back protections for trans and queer folks in Florida has turned the state into a breeding ground for right-wing policies. It's a political arena that Michael Travis, who performs as the fabulous Erica Rose, is navigating as she tries to unseat incumbent state representative Jim Mooney. a two-term Republican who represents Florida's House District 120 in Key West. If she wins, Rose could become the first openly performing drag queen in the history of Florida's state legislature. She tells Pink News that Florida politics must be truly absurd if a drag queen is running for office. Rose decided to run for office after traveling to the state capitol in Tallahassee among hundreds of other performers and LGBTQ+ advocates to protest against Florida's anti-drag bill, SB 1438, in April. Erica Rose says Florida politicians have ignored the real issues residents face, including housing market troubles, the reef system dying, and reassuring LGBTQ+ tourists it's safe to visit the state despite this hostility. Rather, they are using their time to attack drag queens and trans folk.
Let's queer up South Florida and Florida. Ron DeSantis wants his kids' sexuality private while attacking other parents' children. Florida governor and Republican presidential hopeful Ron DeSantis, well known for his anti-LGBTQ+ policies, says that if one of his children turns out to be gay or transgender, that would be a personal matter between him and his wife. In an interview with Time at the Iowa State Fair published Wednesday, DeSantis also defended the anti-LGBTQ+ laws he has signed, such as the infamous Don't Say Gay law and the ban on gender-affirming procedures for trans youth. DeSantis is making his presidential campaign about his personal life to a degree. He told Time that he sees each policy through the lens of a dad.
Keep watching the only television news in the world from our LGBTQ+ community and stay informed on everything that is important for and about our diverse LGBTQ+ community.